Why, hello there, fellow base managers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Surviving Ceres. Episode 4, Crewing Up Our Ceres Mission. Alright, it is time for us to bring in Colonists. So, head over to the rocket control, get a passenger rocket, and we are going to be doing terraforming, we're going to be doing farming, we're going to be doing military, and probably manufacturing. So, you're a quick learner but you do power, and that's not helpful. Strategist. Increase performance with weapons. No. Okay, I don't fit. Megan Williams. Let's select you. And we'll have you be our terraformer. Chris Young, select you. You'll be our farmer. Juice Adams. And I will be renaming these for you guys. Juice Adams will be our military, and then we'll do manufacturing, and that will be... let's get a female for that. None of them are even... okay. Is there any females that can do manufacturing? Sexist! No? Okay, what about males that do manufacturing? So, Stephen Parker instead of Juice Adams, and then a female that does military. You don't really need a male-female ratio. It doesn't matter. Let's get Joseph Fong for something. I don't know, I'm screwing this up. So, let's go for perks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 females, 2 males. That works. Landing pad, east, pad, and done. I guess I need to rename the west pad to west pad, because I didn't do it right. Cool. Alright, now that colonists are coming in, let's talk about what they can do. I am so lost. I need to put... yeah, whatever. So, for the machine blueprints for the advanced base constructor, we can get an advanced manufacturer, an advanced farm, a terraforming facility, a military manufacturer, an advanced refinery, the straight section, which is I wanted already. And that's what I'm going to go for now. I know I have a lot more money left over, but we're going to just wait on that for a minute. Copper bars and fused modular frame. Let's unlock fused modular frame. So that would be here. And a fused modular frame requires probably parts that I need. That requires iron frames and bronze frames. I have both. Perfect. Let's get a glass connector. While I'm before the colonists come in. Do you see a missile silo? You did. Okay, we're gonna need more iron for this. And keeping everything central around the workshop is just, like, really convenient. That's been my design ethos. Just so that, I mean, my character moves at, like, cheetah speed, but just being able to have everything within arm's reach is very, very, very nice. 4 copper sheets. And let's move another copper ingot in. 20. And then we'll need 2 iron plates. And then the connector itself requires 10 copper bars. Oh, and bronze frames. So 2 bronze screws, or 2 bronze bars. I misread the requirements. I thought it was copper frames, not bronze frames. So that's 2 screws. And then 2 more screws and bronze rod. Got it. Alright, are the colonists... They're arriving in 50 seconds. I'm not going to get this done in time. I tried. You've seen ports on the side of some of the machines? They're just greebles. It's just design to make them not simple boxes, if you will. There's the fused modular frame. That took long enough. And then we need the copper bars. I can hear them landing. I like to make use of a lot of like this glass connectors because it makes it easier to figure out where the hell you are as a frame of reference. So I can't delete this, can I? Oh, there we go. Don't worry, I'm putting it back. They're gonna have somewhere to sleep. Hello, Mr. Colonists. Oops. Okay, perfect. So now, with the glass hallway, we can actually kind of see what's going on, which is nice. Hello, Sharon Walker. And if you're wondering, yes, you can rename them. So let's actually work towards that right now, which is a basic constructor for the Colony Customization Center. Cost me, you know, $250 million, but, oh, Jesus. Or Jose, I should say. We'll get one of these done too. And that way I can raffle them off to you. So, in order to get that, that's cheap and easy. 10 bars, 10 bars. And the rocket they arrived on is not gone. They can be... It can be loaded up with, you know, it's still here. It can be loaded up with export goods and sent back to Earth. So passenger rockets are also cargo rockets once they arrive. Oops. What am I doing? Transfer. And transfer. And... transfer. Okay. So, with the colony customization, maybe I'll just plop this just beyond the rec room. So, base customization. You can change the color of the base. I don't intend to, because if you do, it looks very different. Actually, maybe a little darker gray. Yeah, that'll work. You can change your textures, and you can really make your base look like wild and weird if you want. So like, I hate it, but like you could. So I'm just gonna keep it on the default. dark mode, let's call it. For so their spacesuits, I'm going to do white, pink, and yellow. Let's see how that looks. You look like Power Rangers. White, yellow. Yeah, I like it. High vis. Well, actually, given that we're on like a snow planet at the moment, maybe it's too bad I don't have orange, but maybe like red and yellow for like high vis. Because like NASA astronauts, when they're in space, wear white, and then when they come landing, they wear orange because there's not a lot of natural orange stuff, so that you could be spotted out in nature. I don't know if you knew that, but now you do. For light customization, we have normal colored lights. I mean, I don't think I would want to change the lights, but you could. And then alert color lights, which play a role later when you're getting attacked. But let's go ahead and do the raffle now for this, because the customization center here allows you to rename your colonists. So we can rename colonists Jose, Joseph, Sharon, and Megan, and rename them after you guys. So raffle timer is, oops, I didn't mean to hit, yeah, the raffle timer's right there. The next thing I want to do with these guys is to put them to work. So, I am going to get a advanced farm because I do not want to be solely responsible for growing all the food. So I'm going to make them responsible for growing food. Seems reasonable, I think. So we need blocks of ice. Just do 20. And screws, which I already have. And the rest of this ice, I'll just make into water. In fact, let's grab the other ice. I know I have left these like drills full for a long time. Alright, advanced farm, here we come. Just got my screws, got my ice. And then we have to decide exactly where it goes. I was thinking of getting more hallways, like the glass style hallways, and putting them off like maybe these directions. Actually, I wouldn't mind it being... I have an idea. Let's get... Yeah, I know how I want to lay this out. But I want glass corner pieces. I also need to start labeling stuff because I'm getting lost. So... Advanced Base Constructor. I want the glass right and left connectors. So the plan is to have left and right connectors here and here, and I'll be moving fuel to somewhere else. In fact, let's just move the fuel now. So left and right connectors here to then build the farm underneath the hab. So what do we need for that? Dolomite. Oh, dolomite. Ooh. Problem is, I don't get dolomite until I start terraforming. Little spoiler. So, we'll deal with that later. So, maybe, temporarily, I'll put it here to be moved later on. So this is an NPC farm, and the NPC farms will have like a workstation. So, farm settings. I want, let's move ice and potatoes into this farm. Potato seeds, rather. And I'll get one of the NPCs to start farming there. So, in order to set this up, we go over to the farm settings. I'm going to say, fill the farm up, all 32 plots with potatoes, and accept. And as you can see, they're planted, but they won't progress until a colonist works there. So we head over to the colony management, and we want to assign work. So I have farming work to be assigned, and no one's a good farmer, so they won't have, like, bonuses. So let's view their stats. One is a strategist, one's a quick learner, so maybe the quick learner, a leader, and fit. Maybe the fit person, Megan. So Megan, you are going to... Oh, no, you're really good at other things. Joseph will be our farmer. So assign work to Joseph. And now he is going to be working in this farm, growing potatoes for us. And as long as there is ice and potato seeds available, he'll steadily supply the base with potatoes. Let's get the names down so that they're not generic. So Jose, you are now known as Silent Rider. And then our farmer is now named Bobby. Bobby. We also have a turtle sandwich. And a... Oh my god, more turtles. And a stochastic turtle. Perfect. Bunch of turtles. Running a... Who are you? Oh, you're a turtle sandwich? Alright. So we got the advanced farm up and running. I don't like where it is, but it will be moved once I have dolomite. And every 13.5 minutes, or 14 hours in Ceres, we will get, you know, potatoes out of this farm. Perfect. The next building I want is the terraforming facility. Or actually, I'm going to do the military manufacturing. So that's 5 copper sheets, 5 bronze rods. And how are we doing on power? Power looks fine. Cool. And one of my milestones is have a colonist harvest any crop. So, you know, that's in Bobby will get that for us soon. So the military manufacturer allows you to make weapons for self-defense, which is important. The TLDR is essentially this. When you start terraforming, little spoiler, the bugs on this planet ain't gonna be too happy with you. So you need to defend yourself before you start terraforming. So I do want a terraforming building, but I'm probably gonna need a military manufacturer prior to that. And thankfully it fits here. So the military manufacturer initially just makes a 50 millimeter or proton turret. So let's, and this is also a workplace for a colonist. So I'm going to pin this, and I'm going to want a whole bunch of proton turrets before I really start terraforming. And then the other thing I want to do is to actually get the terraforming center, because the terraforming center that you build, this terraforming facility, it won't start running until you're like ready. There's a confirmation button of like, hey, start terraforming, so I can build it and then like sit on it for a bit. So we need bronze bars and 5 screws. For our military production, one of them was good at military, so let's view their details. Not you. Not you. Wait, it was Bobby? No, it wasn't Bobby. I'll do Silent Rider in the military role. So assign work. Silent Rider. So now they're working in the military production facility to make proton turrets once I supply the materials. All right, next up is our terraforming facility. And maybe what I'll do is have some long hallways. Oh, well, that's above the farm. Shoot. I could also have it be standalone. There's nothing, like, fundamentally wrong with that as long as it's bound to a hub. I'm trying to think of where the other valid spots are. Because the plan was to have, like, L shapes come out this way and then reconvene here. But I don't have the tech for it yet. So in the meantime, I can put the terraforming facility here, I guess. Which is off of the military tech. So, the way it works is we can terraform up till a certain percent. At progress 5%, we don't get extreme blizzards. At progress 10%, ice starts to melt, granting access to new areas for more resources and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of milestones, kind of like Planet Crafter. And then there's also attack information. So once we hit 5% terraforming, we start to get attacked by ground-based aliens that are drawn to drills and will attack and destroy any drills on the map. So before we start terraforming up to 5%, we really need to start protecting our drills, or our drills are just going to get destroyed. So to that end, we're going to need the proton turrets to do that. So that is wires and iron frames. Wires is bronze bars. I'll just make 18 of them now. And then iron frames is plates and screws. That's just a bunch of iron. So let's start smelting iron en masse. For that. And the other thing I might want is a second parts constructor. Oh, and we have all these solar power panels. Oh, I gained some more levels. Give me stamina, I guess. I can run around more. There we go. Let's check up on our farmer. Progress has been made. It's 65% grown, but no yields yet. Maybe I'll move another stack of food and water up to the mess hall. Because, you know, as you can see, they've eaten. So. Oh, you're eating now, aren't you? No, you're just wandering around. Not all of them have worked yet, so, you know, some of them just wander. Alright, then we have the wires. Let's get the iron frames. So that's... I'm just going to get a whole bunch of plates and then turn some of the plates into screws. Let's also make another batch of export goods. So bronze for the tier 2 stuff, and then also fuel. So I'll start fuel grinding. So that's the coal for the fuel refinery. And then we have the fuel refinery here, unlabeled of course. Fuel refinery here that we'll use to make more rocket fuel. If I want more export goods, let's start filling it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have enough for 5 so far. And once we're up to 9, we'll send this back to Earth for more monies. Alright, this needs about 2.5 more minutes. It might not be totally unreasonable to get another parts constructor. For now, I'm just juggling enough other things that I don't really need to. What unfilled shift do we have? Oh, the terraforming. Yes, so... Turtle is the terraformer. I'll just assign them to it. And then some of the other more advanced buildings that we could have would be the advanced refinery, but that requires dolomite, which we don't have access to yet. And then the advanced manufactory, which requires concrete and bronze rods. And we don't know how to make concrete yet, so let's go learn the blueprint for concrete. And while we're here, cables, batteries... what else can we unlock? Let's just look at other things. So, floor teleporters I don't really need. Dolomite drill we're going to want, so I'll just get that now. And I think that might be it for now. I guess we could learn how to make the seeds. I have the money for it. Probably eventually going to want the mounted railgun and the enemy scanner. And then the drone hub too at some point. I don't need to upgrade the drills. I don't need the extra armor yet. Don't need the military production yet. Don't need the higher tier exports yet. I don't need that either. Yeah, maybe... Yeah, maybe that's it. I'll save the rest of the money. Alright, back to what we were originally working on. Let's get a whole bunch of frames now. So I'll get 20 screws for frames so that we can make the proton turrets, because we don't want to start terraforming until we can protect our turrets. Because the objective really is to start terraforming, so that's takes priority. Probably the money I just made was, yep, our first potato harvest. So Bobby just made potatoes. And now we can turn the corn, tomatoes, and melons into seeds as well, because I have I've got the blue, you know, the knowledge to do that. And then the concrete we just unlocked is ice and iron bars, which is pretty straightforward. So we can make the advanced manufacturer, which I wanted to put here, which is awkward because that's where we've got the fuel production. But we're making a whole big batch of bronze so that we can have export goods. I'm still trying to make some money. So we need 3 more, or 15 more bronze for all the export goods, and then I need to go get that fuel. Fuel's going to take ice, so let's go grab that. Now, if you're wondering, the drone facility that you unlock will do some logistics, but the drones can be set up to, like, pick things up and drop things off, but they're very, very low capacity. And they're slow, so they're not like an insta fix for any of your logistics problems, which is why movement speed I thought was pretty useful. All right, so making the fuel, perfect. All right, now that we have the screws and plates and all that, we can do the iron frames, 10 of them. So if we got 30 wires, we could do 10 turrets. So I'm going to get more bronze from over here to make wires as well. And that's probably going to be enough turrets to survive some initial waves to protect our infrastructure. So I have 18 wires, I just need 12 more. Alright, all we need to do is load up the fuel of this rocket and send it home. Keep thinking my fuel's that way. It isn't. Okay, I'm not going to watch the fuel be made because I think, yeah, this one's already done. So, iron frames are done. We need 12 more wires, and then this can be made into military tech, which I went the wrong way. At some point I will label this stuff. God, where is it? Here it is. So 6 proton turrets, and then we're getting the wires for the last of them now. And then the fuel is probably done being... Yep. Fuel's done. I'm going to put points in oxygen now. Okay, bye-bye, rocket. So now with that rocket launch, we are mostly going to work towards getting the rest of the proton turrets to put them all around our current drills so that the drills don't get destroyed when the bugs get mad. Because we'll be terraforming soon. We have plenty of seeds and ice in the farm. And here he is, Bobby M, working on the farm. He's writing farming code. Yep. Yeah, like you do. Where am I? I'm like chicken with my head cut off. So with 10 total turrets, that's like 5 each side. This is, mind you, probably overkill in terms of the amount of turrets guarding the drills that we have. And they freely rotate. So, I'm just setting 5 turrets up like all around the perimeter of these drills so that the drills are guarded. Alright, let's grab the other proton turrets we had and do that for the other side as well. And then we can start terraforming. Now, one thing we might want before any of this is, can I afford the scanner? Nope, I cannot, because that requires batteries. Okay, that's moot. So, with all of that done, maybe before I do any of this, I'll get the advanced manufacturer. So I need blocks of ice and iron blocks. Because that's something I can do without having to terraform. But we've got turrets all around our drills, and the first wave of attackers target drills, so that should be more or less protected. So I'm going to need 25 iron bars and 25 blocks of ice. And then we'll get the advanced manufacturer, which I can only put somewhere I don't want to put it. God, this is awful. It's like chicken and the egg. All right, let's go ahead and start terraforming. Warning. Once you cross certain thresholds of terraforming progress, world events and alien attacks will occur. Refer to the terraforming events and alien attacks info pages in the terraforming menu for details. Ensure that you are ready to handle the first threat at 5% terraforming before you turn on this facility. To do this, I suggest having some defensive turrets placed near your drills. I'm ready. So, next mission is to acquire dolomite, and dolomite is a resource that is revealed once terraforming starts. So, that is being done. What's required to make batteries? Dolomite. It's also worth noting, I have not fully searched everything, so let me do some scouting around while we're terraforming. I'm not going to bother with any of the ground resources because I don't really care, but there is stuff to discover here. I haven't been doing a lot of searching because I know that there isn't much to do just yet. But the planet, much like Planet Crafter, has these ice walls. And these ice walls melt once you hit certain terraforming progress. So that's a 70% there. And if you wander around, you can find zirconium or whatever it's called. You can find supply rockets and other secrets of, and parts of the lore, etc., etc. And I didn't do this early on because now I'm super fast with good lungs and air capacity and stamina. I waited and it paid off. So, we poked around, we found one ice wall, that's about all we found. The other thing is, there's these ice walls here. And this one melts at 10% progress. Hello! Zirconium, which is really only an export good. This one melts at 20%. Over yonder melts at 40. So there's new resources and checkpoints every time you reach a new tier. And that's going to be one of the big pushes. Alright, let's get that concrete made. Thank you for tuning in to Surviving Ceres, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radamat.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Radamat.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pilgrims.